Hey guys, it's Kyarko here, back with another speed build. This is a speed build of a Ryder's Seaside Cottage. This wasn't really the original plan for this build. I just kind of knew that I wanted to do like a seaside cottage or cabin or something like that. And then as I was decorating it and putting it together, I just kind of was like, oh my god, this would be perfect for like a Stephen King-esque horror writer in the 80s or something. I don't know. It just struck me as being like the perfect little seaside cabin, like a writer could go, you know, not vacation, but like hold themselves up in for, you know, a couple months and just like write their next great novel was my idea for this. And that just kind of came as it progressed, which is always, you know, really fun. Those are always the best builds, when they just, you know, they come together as they go along. But yeah, this location is in Windenburg, I believe. It's just like on that little island thing. And like I wanted to play around with the new platforms from the newest update. This wasn't really the build for it, but I think in my next build I'll probably mess around a little bit more with the platforms, because I know that's, you know, all the rage in the building community right now is this new like platform tool, which I think is pretty cool. Like we can use it to make, you know, like sunken living rooms and I don't know, lofts and stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, to be honest. I never really like was craving like, oh man, I really need like a new platform system in the game. But I'm happy it's here. I'm happy they're diversifying the build tools. It's definitely a really good move on their part. So yeah, I'll mess around with that in the future. But here I am just figuring out, you know, the interiors of this little cottage. I went with like this classic-y wallpaper. I didn't want it to look very cottage-core-y. Like I didn't want it to look rural, if that's the right word, like farmhouse. That's not what I was going for. It looks a little bit like that at times, but I was going for more of like an old wind-swept kind of feel. Like it's right on the seaside and it's been there for a while. And does that make any sense? Like, I hope you guys are getting the vibes that I'm trying to put out there with this build. Yeah, I was just messing around with it. Also, this new update updated my the game camera. Did that happen for anyone else? Like when you were using the game camera in the tab mode, I don't know, I haven't heard about other people having this issue, but I had an issue where when I was taking screenshots, the camera was just really, really hard to use. Like it was, I don't know, like really sensitive, so anytime I moved my mouse, it would like swing in the other direction. It was just like hard for me to get screenshots. But in this new update, that's all gone and it's totally smooth and working now, so I was really happy about that. It just kind of made my life easier, so yay for that. Let's see, here I am just putting in some shelves, decorating the kitchen. I don't know how safe it is to have like these low wood shelves like right over the stove. Probably not safe at all, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. What, no fire detector? Oh shit, okay, well, we're winging it at this point. Anyways, here I am just decorating the shelf, putting in some little mugs and stuff, some tea, because I was like, oh man, a writer, they're gonna want some tea. I don't know, that's what I associate with writers, I guess. Yeah, this was very fun to do. I love doing like high concept builds where it's all about the character and like what they would want to do. Sometimes I design and I decorate as if like I'm like doing a set for a movie sometimes is how I go about it. It just helps me get into the headspace of like who this character is and like what their place would look like. So this was for, you know, a writer. Not necessarily a horror writer, but this was low-key inspired what I kind of imagined like a seaside Stephen King cabin would be. So it's kind of, I guess that this could be for a horror writer. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But here I'm just decorating. I like this leather couch because it just had like an older feel, and I wanted a lot of this place to look old and run down, but also like really homey, like really comfortable. That's just the vibe I was going for. But here I'm just decorating the living room, trying to find the right coffee table, which took me a while. And it usually does with coffee tables, but I ended up going with this trunk that I really liked because I thought it added exactly the right vibe for this. It was old, it was tattered a little bit, and I like the idea of the extra storage and like, I don't know, I just liked it. I was trying to avoid any sense of modernity, modern feeling furniture in here. I wanted it all to look kind of like it's been here for a while. Like maybe this was the writer's like family cottage growing up, and eventually they just took it over as their little writer's retreat. That was kind of my idea for it. I put that little hat on the table. I thought it was cute, and little binoculars, like maybe this person goes bird watching in their free time to like gather inspiration or something. I don't know. Yeah, put that there. Then here I'm just putting in some chairs. You could see for a second there I was considering like the chair that I love, the grandpa chair, but I ended up going with this one instead, the green one. And I really like this one too. It's from Cats and Dogs, I believe. And I'm really happy they put this swatch in with like the green and the yellow plaid. It looks so pretty. Just goes with my color palette exactly. And then I put in this little table on the side. I think that's also from the same pack actually. That's a good pack, the Cats and Dogs one. But yeah, here I am just decorating, putting in some stuff next to the lamp. Just trying to figure out how I want to use this coffee table, or not a coffee table, a side table. Is that what it's called? A side table? Yeah. So I put like an open journal there, like an open book, because if this person's a writer, I imagine that they read a lot. So I want to fill this place up with like books and files and stuff. Ironically, I don't think so there's like actually a bookcase in this build. I think I just put books everywhere and like little book decoration-y things like that trunk in the corner and stuff. So no bookshelves for this writer, but the essence of books is there, if that makes sense. But here I am just, figuring out what I want to do in terms of that book stack. I ended up just leaving it there. And then I managed to fit in a tiny little dining space here. This is definitely a cramped build, but I imagine that this would be like a solo retreat for this writer or this author, so I thought that the cramped thing worked. This isn't a space meant for a lot of people. It's not a big family vacation cottage. It's very specifically for like a lone writer to come up here and, craft their masterpiece. But yeah, I like this dining table. Put some wheat on top of it. Thought it kind of went with the theme. And then I put some dinnerware on top. And then moving on to, I put a carpet in first. Let's see, which carpet do I choose? Oh, I use a lot of these like vintagey looking rugs in this build. And I put all these, what are they called? Vents? Like up there near the ceiling. I put them everywhere because again, I wanted this space to look really old and stuff. Then I put in a tub. I eventually replaced this tub with a different one. But I'm going with this sink, which is the same one from the kitchen, and then with that claw-footed tub instead. I'm not totally... Oh man, I gotta stop saying this stuff about my build. I'm not totally like... I'm not sure this is the right direction for the bathroom. I like parts of it. I feel like I should have changed some parts of the bathroom, if that makes sense. But I'm still happy with it. It's an interesting bathroom. Then I put a shelf above the bathtub and then just put in some bath-esque things. Some books, a pail, I don't know, a wine-looking bottle, more books, and yeah. Moving on to the bedroom, I ended up going with this green bed frame, and then I just put a blanket on top with some pillows. So that was kind of like a DIY put-together bed. And yeah, I believe I ended up changing the color of these blankets. The orange is cool, but it was just kind of, it was a little intense. So I went with that light, creamy comforter with the plaid on it. And then I went with the light and some files on the side because writers have millions of drafts, at least I imagine they do. So I imagine this person would have a lot of files everywhere. And you'll see there's some files later that I put around their writing space and desk. And then I'm just throwing in some, little decorations here and there. I liked these newspapers and little pieces of paper on the wall. I just like the idea that this person was, collecting things from the world around them for inspiration. And you'll see that in the desk area too, where I put in some more little papers on the wall. I know this computer isn't like the optimum computer like in game for the activity of writing. I know it's like, it doesn't have the best boosts and stuff and it breaks easy. But this was really just for aesthetic purposes. I just liked the boxiness. It reminded me of the 80s. And again, this is kind of Stephen King inspired, so it definitely had to be that computer. I just didn't imagine like a Mac in this cute little seaside old school cottage. It had to be like an old computer. But I managed to squeeze in a dresser right behind the desk. And I like this dresser. It has an older feeling to it. And I put in a clock and just some more little knickknacks here and there. I ended up putting a painting against the back wall there. I believe I go with that one. Or do I change it? No, I think I changed this painting. I actually go with a different painting. Yeah. We're gonna go with, let's see, with that painting. And then over here, I just put some papers on the wall next to that little painting. Again, just the idea that this person like saw a receipt or just interesting things in their world and brought it home just as inspiration for their writing. Put a little rug in that area and some more files because, you know, writers and their files. And then I put a little fireplace next to the bed, and obviously this is a very cramped space, but again, I just thought it worked. Like this bedroom, maybe this was like used to be the living room and it was converted to a bedroom or something, I don't know. But there's a fireplace in this room, which I thought was like a really cute little touch. I've never put a fireplace in a bedroom before. But yeah, I like that it's right next to the bed because I figured if this is like a seaside cottage, maybe it gets like really cold at night, especially since I didn't imagine that this house would have like amazing heating. So I thought that the fireplace next to the bed might be a good idea. And then on the outside, the porch, I just made a little area for the person to just chill out, look at the world. I definitely wanted the outside deck to be useful in some way. And then I ended up putting a picnic bench there. Maybe they sometimes eat outside or right outside. And yeah, that is the build other than me putting in some dirt there. I hope you guys like this. This is really fun to do. This is me experimenting with rocks for a second, but that doesn't happen. Anyways, here are the screenshots. Let me know what you think of this. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any requests or suggestions or questions, anything at all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.